wanted to spend some time to talk to you about the students' most recent test results. And I'm sure you've seen them.
Yes.
And we know that they're performing well below proficiency on numerous standards. So I just wanted to kind of get your observations about why you think that is.
Yeah, they're just not like the group that I had last year. They seem very unmotivated. You know, with this new feeder pattern that we have, the group that I have, they don't seem to care about their learning. They're not performing at the same level as the groups that I'm used to.
So you think, when you compare them to last year, you just think it's just a different group?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit more instructionally. Okay. So we talk about the students and what's going on in your class in terms of the reading instruction. What exactly, how would you describe what you're doing instructionally? Because I know you mentioned they don't seem to be as motivated. Are you doing anything differently from last year, or what do you think is going on instructionally?
I mean, I'm doing all the same things that I used to do. You know, I do my novel studies. I have my books prepared. I know what text we're going to read. You know, I have my annotation guides. You know, I have my direct teaching where we set our purpose. But they really struggle with like the follow through on the work. They're not as engaged or excited. It's like they're just there and they're coming very unprepared. You know, and my other groups, they just seem so motivated. It mattered to them so much how they did because, you know, they would talk so much about wanting to go to college. This group doesn't really talk about anything.
Well, I think one thing to keep in mind is that students are different from year to year. And you've been teaching a while, so I'm sure you've seen differences in groups of students. What do you think you could do to engage them more, since engagement seems to be an issue?
Well, you know, these students being new to our school, I don't really know that much about them. Having been here for a while, I know a lot about the families of the students that were previously here, but this group, I don't really know anything about them. So, I'm making assumptions about what I think that they want to do based on their behavior. Like, if you do nothing, I'm assuming that you don't care that much. But I guess I could take some steps to just find out more.
So, what specifically do you do to get to know them better?
You know, I saw this activity once. It was writing a poem. And I don't know, do you know this poem, the I Am From poem?
Yes.
Like where you just kind of fill in the lines. I find that sometimes students will be very open when they're doing that kind of activity.
That's a great place to start. And keep in mind, you were successful last year. And it worked. And I think you can be successful this year. So I think that you have to approach it as, okay, what is the disconnect? How am I not reaching them? So this poem might be a way to get them engaged, get them talking to you, talking to each other, and to get them start moving in the right direction. And one thing we want to remember as a team is that we're trying to teach them to take ownership of their learning. Okay? So I think that's a great place to start.
Well, how am I going to get them to take ownership?
Well, I think start by, getting to know them better first. Communicating to them that you believe in them, and I believe that you do. And get a sense of where their struggles are. So you may need to change, perhaps, maybe the way you're teaching, I don't know, vocabulary. I mean, I'm not sure for the way you're teaching inferences. Look at how you're teaching and try to get them to communicate to you what their confusions are. I think once you get to know them, that's easy. What do you think? What do you think you do specifically to draw them in, to open up to you so you can kind of get a sense of where these misconceptions are?
The I Am From poems can get them to maybe share some things about them. I could also do, maybe like a free journal write. I know that this worked a couple years in a row where like I wrote responses to each student, so it was really safe. They didn't mind sharing with me, and it mattered to them that I read what they wrote. So that could be a nice place. Start there with like some kind of like individual relationship with them.
you want to wrap up? Just keep going. You want to wrap up fast? Or no?
What'd you say?
Do you want to wrap up one last sentence or no?
Well, the time was up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.